Netflix's Castlevania series is undoubtedly the finest video game adaptation ever made. Even so, it's hard not to approach Season 3 with some degree of trepidation. Can a series that did so much to paint Dracula as a tragic, nuanced villain in its first 2 seasons last now that Dracula has gone from undead to just plain dead? Dracula's absence casts a wide shadow over the 3rd season. Picking up a couple of months after the dramatic final battle at Castle Dracula, Season 3 sees all the surviving characters scattered to the wind and seeking new purpose while introducing a number of new characters to take advantage of the longer 10-episode structure. So, with the main cast divided along many fronts and so many new faces being introduced, Season 3 has a much looser and more organic feel than the past 2 seasons. Before, the endpoint was pretty clear, with all roads leading to the final battle with Dracula. Now, the series faces a more uncertain future, and one ripe with potential. If these disparate threads are meant to eventually intertwine, that's not really apparent in Season 3. Showrunner Adi Shankar and writer Warren Ellis are taking a very slow, steady approach to charting the series' future. Season 3 plays like a transitional story, bridging the Dracula conflict with another cataclysmic battle still in its early stages. That might not sound like a terribly exciting pitch, but the fact is, Castlevania is often at its best when it moves slowly and allows its characters to breathe, converse, and search for meaning. Having Ellis as the series' sole writer continues to work in its favor. He has a very distinctive voice, marked by equal parts sarcastic, self-aware humor and burning tragedy. Ellis is able to paint the Castlevania universe as a nihilistic wonderland where magic and misery go hand in hand. In Castlevania's vision of the 15th century, hell is a real and tangible place, while traces of the divine and holy are few and far between. Vanquishing the world's most powerful vampire doesn't necessarily bring peace to the land, nor does it give our heroes happiness or fulfillment. As in Season 2, the series devotes an incredible amount of attention to ensuring all characters, good or evil, major or minor, are fully realized people with clear desires and motivations. Season 3 still manages to be cohesive and tonally consistent, however. Loneliness and the desire for connection are the central themes of the season. We see it in Trevor and Sypha's fumbling efforts to find happiness together. We see it in Alucard's rush to become a mentor to new characters Sumi and Taka. Even with Isaac, his travels are less about building an army than exploring how he can't seem to avoid connecting with his fellow humans despite his intense disdain for them. Season 3 may not always be heavy on plot, but it's never boring. The new season does share one key structural similarity with Season 2. Just as Season 2 paid off a long, slow build-up with a dramatic, action-packed battle with Dracula, Season 3 culminates in 2 final episodes that up the bloodshed and spectacle considerably. Even though the series remains divided along several fronts at that point, Episode 9 creates unity through a montage of violent action and sexual release, sometimes both at once. This is where the show's striking animation stands out the most. While it does become obvious when scenes switch between traditional 2D characters and the more fluid but less detailed CG models, the sheer scope of the action and the ingenuity in the monster design and fight scenes is more than enough to make up for those weird transitions. Castlevania Season 2 is a tough act to follow, especially without Dracula himself anchoring the story. Yet, despite the fact that Season 3 is clearly a stepping stone on a larger journey, the series only gets better this time around. Castlevania's unique combination of sarcastic humor, supernatural horror, violent action, and deep pathos makes it far and away the best video game adaptation around. Season 3 values characters over plot, and it makes it incredibly easy to connect with heroes and villains alike. Before you dive into Season 3, check out our Castlevania story recap in 6 minutes, and for more Netflix reviews, check out what we thought of Altered Carbon Season 2, and as always, subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.